Hey, good morning, you guys. Welcome back to the channel. Now I'll be including a link in the chat for this new thing I'm going to try. A Truth Bible, $99. And I'll be signing some of those Bibles, and you can get those for $199. And if you buy 2 Bibles, I'll send you a piece of my underwear that you saw me wearing at the Honey Milk Ranch. And for those that care, I didn't even wash the underwear so that you can still get some of the essence of me on the underwear. When you receive your personal piece in the mail. Now, if anything that I just said right now hit your ear wrong and you are running as fast as you can to the unsubscribe button, then I have achieved my objective in trying to help people realize that Trump is not here for Christians. You guys, they are now touching Trump's garment like he is Jesus. Welcome to the channel. Title of today's show, they're touching Trump's garment, Fringe, just like Jesus, and NFT crypto blasphemy. Now, Jesus told us that many will come in his name. And Trump, in most people's eyes who voted for him, has come to save America. To them, he is their Messiah. Now, here's the problem. Trump is copying Jesus' actions. And when you do this, or anything close to his miracles that he performed, without always giving God the glory, or when you do it in vain, like giving away pieces of your clothes, that's pure blasphemy. You can't cut it any other way. And if you defend those actions, then you are in danger of being blasphemous, because at that point, it becomes idolatry. Here it is, you guys. Trump selling more NFT trading cards as he courts crypto voters. Now, this is old news. This was earlier this year, 3 or 4 months ago. I never decoded these new crypto trading cards, and so we're going to do that today. Now, I wanted to give the cards a fresh look with no bias about how to decode them. So, like always, I have not seen anybody else's interpretation of these cards. We're simply going off of what the Holy Spirit is telling us these cards mean. And when it finally hit me what this was all about, I was literally thrown backwards. Let's start this whole discussion with Trump's original and correct feelings about crypto and Bitcoin when he first started his first presidency. Way back in 2017, 2018, somewhere in that time range, Trump said that crypto was the largest threat to the dollar. Remember that? Well, now he's singing a different tune. We're getting a different Trump. He says he is now the first crypto president. Now, here's something else people don't realize. Crypto was studied as part of the pandemic relief bill of 2020. We did a whole show on that back in 2020, 4 years ago. And they were doing federal studies. It was included into the relief bill. Many of you will remember that time frame. It was a huge document. And we're like, why is this in a relief bill that we're for our checks? I think all the way back then, they were looking for ways to commandeer the platform, weren't they? And the rest is history. Trump's complete about face with his own series of NFT crypto trading cards, the full support of Bitcoin and everything else. And again, I believe this is because the government knows that they're going to take over cryptocurrency and reshape it in their image. So they've got to get as many people as possible dialed into it and invested in it. Now, for those of you that still don't see the false messiah aspect to Trump and the daily blasphemy, he sells Bibles. He's offering the fringe of his garment to those who buy 4 of his NFT trading cards. He calls himself the chosen one, and he sells golden shoes. And never once does he ever give God the glory for his greatness, which for all real Christians, we know that this is a daily surrender. We have to surrender daily to God's glory, don't we? This is why you guys probably get sick of me saying it. But every time I feel like we've broken through or there was Holy Spirit inspiration, I will tell you, to God all the glory. Because that's part of being a Christian. You don't say, oh, I'm so great. Look at pictures of me. Everybody wants to see me. Hey, I got one. You guys, I'm going to take a picture of my face and we're going to do the Enter the Stars logo and put it on a t-shirt. We'll sell those for $49.99. You'd be running to the unsubscribe button, wouldn't you? But why are there different rules for people like Trump? Why does this make him even more popular with his face plastered all over everything? You guys, people are under some kind of delusion. And quite frankly, it's getting scary. Now, people try to say you have Trump derangement syndrome. Absolutely incorrect. It's the Holy Spirit welling up inside of me to warn the church that they're going down a road that will lead to their destruction. Now, what is a crypt? A crypt is a place where the dead are stored. And what Trump is essentially selling with these NFT trading cards is essentially thin air. He's selling his vanity. He's selling his name. This is the ultimate form of vanity. And this is why I won't even put our Enter the Stars logo on a t-shirt and sell it to you, because that's vanity. Now, I've got a video for you. We're going to go straight to Trump's website for these digital trading cards. We're going to play this video. We're going to watch this together. There are 50 total cards, but only about 10 of them I was able to find. Apparently, there's huge copyright going on with this. You got to be very careful about this because, you know, it's Trump. And if people, show his trading card without paying for it, he's going to come after you. But let's take a look, you guys. This is shocking.
Hello, everyone. This is your favorite president, Donald J. Trump, with some very exciting news. By popular demand, I'm doing a new series of Trump digital trading cards. You all know what they are. We've had a lot of fun with them. It's called the America First Collection. 50 all-new stunning digital trading cards. It's really something. These cards show me dancing and even me holding some Bitcoins. Here's the best part. I'm doing 3 great things for my Trump digital card collectors. First, there's the real physical Trump cards. Purchase 15 or more of my Trump digital trading cards and we'll mail you a beautiful physical trading card. It's really, I think, quite something. Each physical trading card has an authentic piece of my suit that I wore for the presidential debate, and people are calling it the knockout suit. I don't know about that, but that's...
So you get to touch a piece of his garment. Now, before we go on with this, let's read about the fringe of the garment mentioned in the Bible. And look, I understand your guys' frustration. Some of you understand that most Christians are not reading their Bibles, and this stuff goes right over their head. And so they don't see it coming when it happens. Matthew 9:20. A woman with bleeding issues touched the fringe of Jesus' garment, and is healed. Jesus tells her, "Take heart, daughter, your faith has made you well." Matthew 14:34. A crowd brings sick people to Jesus, who tells them to touch the fringe of his garment. Jesus heals everyone who touches it. Mark 5:25-34. A woman with a bleeding issue touches the fringe of Jesus' garment. Now, of course, those repeat because they are in the different gospel texts. But what is happening here, you guys? Trump is essentially tapping into religious triggers. He's doing it subliminally. It's not direct. There's a definitive connection to this by selling pieces of his suit. Let's keep watching here.
That's what they're calling it. So we'll cut up the knockout suit and you're going to get a piece of it, and we'll be randomly autographing 5 of them, a true collector's item. This is something to give your family, your kids, your grandchildren. Number 2 is to purchase 75 of my Trump digital trading cards, and you will also be invited to join me for a gala dinner at my beautiful country club in Jupiter, Florida. We really have
The Last Supper?
tremendous dinners with my collectors. Have a lot of fun together. We're going to have a good time. The third thing we're doing for my Trump collectors is including a pair of my new Trump sneakers when you buy 5 or more of my Trump digital trading cards. Remember, my gold sneakers, and they went like crazy. Everybody's talking about them. They're still talking about them. People went wild for them, and that's good.
Wow. Now, how about shoes? What does the Bible say about Jesus' ministry? And how does that compare with Trump's vanity shoes? Well, we all know. For those of us that really read our Bibles, we know what the Bible says about shoes. And whoever shall not receive you, nor hear your words, when you depart out of that house or city, shake off the dust of your feet. Yes, it is likely that the disciples and Jesus didn't even have shoes. Are you now seeing the comparison, the diametric opposition between the people, between Trump and Jesus? It's like the opposite. Instead of dusting off the feet, instead of complete acts of humility by washing each other's feet, instead we get golden shoes, the ultimate form of vanity. You can't get more vain than this. Now, what else is going on here? Let's keep watching.
They sold out in a matter of hours. So get my new Trump sneakers and don't miss out. I'm keeping my Trump digital trading cards at the same price.
Now let me back up to these shoes. Well, I can't really back this up because it's stuck the way it's stuck. But essentially, you saw the T and the T on the shoes. Even that goes back to the crucifixion. Each T was a thief next to Jesus on the cross. T for thief. And essentially what that was that those thieves were trying to steal the salvation. They represent the duality of the kingdom. The duality of the kingdom. A kingdom divided, right and left, red and blue, cannot stand. It's built on sinking sand. Why? How does the Bible know that? Because this world is passing away. It's sinking into the sand. And if you try to build on it, you ultimately will be destroyed. because our kingdom that we're supposed to be looking forward to is the next kingdom, Jesus' kingdom, right? So everything about Trump is opposite of Jesus, but people are treating him like he is Jesus. I've never seen anything like it. And when you try to explain it to someone, even giving you the very simple illustration of how we started the show today, pretending that we're going to sell our own Bibles, and I'm going to send you pieces of my underwear in the mail, as much as that can turn your stomach, for some reason your brain switches when Trump does it, and it's okay. It's insanity, you guys. Now, there's a little bit more to this. Let's watch the rest of this, and then we're going to dive in some more.
Price of $99 each. We've done that right from the beginning. So go to collecttrumpcards.com. It's really easy to buy. You just need an email address and a credit card or crypto. You know, they call me the crypto president. I don't know if that's true or not, but a lot of people are saying that. So don't miss out. Go to collecttrumpcards.com. Go right now and collect your piece of American history. Let's have fun together and enjoy my Trump cards. We're going to have a lot of fun. We'll be talking about it for a long time. Thank you very much. Have a good time.
Let the fight begin.
Fight. FFF 666. And of course, you saw the wink, which is also in the Bible, the wink and the nod, the tongue hanging out. He didn't stick his tongue out, but we all know what the wink is. Okay. Now, you saw also the crypto map over America. That's death coming over America. Crypt means death. Digital currency. It's the segue into the digital currency, which will essentially end all private transactions. Everything will be in a ledger in the blockchain. You won't be able to buy a square of toilet paper without the government knowing. There will be no private transactions. There will be no cash transactions to where you could buy a weapon, let's say, for cash, secretly between two people. Those days are gone or coming to an end. And they needed Trump to basically introduce crypto, which he has done effectively, as you can see. And it's only going to intensify as the days go on and the months and years. Now, this one has me concerned too. Trump holding a Bitcoin in his hand. Except, look at this. It's inside of a crystal ball. Is this the future? The digital dollar? No more private transactions. Wow. Now, what else is going on? Well, why would Trump get on board with Bitcoin? Well, a huge swath of his voters and his base have been tricked into thinking that Bitcoin is the freedom currency. So, by revealing that he now supports it, he undoubtedly got those people to vote for him, didn't he? Basically dictating their own demise. Now, I think I've got some more images of a few more of these trading cards. Let's see if we can check this out here. Here's one. This almost looks like a portal, doesn't it? Talked a lot about portals. Here's him holding the card, or the Bitcoin there. Ride the lightning. There's Trump riding the lightning. We all know who rides the lightning, don't we? That would be the devil. And this one appears to have an eye behind him. A digital all-seeing eye in the sky. Remember, we just did a video on what the true all-seeing eye was, and we surmised that maybe there was a some kind of crystal at the top of the pyramids that they could look through and see any part of the kingdom, as well as up into the heavens. So it was doubled as a telescope. Well, this seems to kind of confirm that, because this is what Palantir is doing. Palantir is the crystal ball, the eye in the sky. You guys, they're telling us what they're doing, but people are wrapped up in emotion. A digital eye behind his head. And if the center of this eye is right smack dab in the middle of his pineal gland, he's mind controlling you, and he's telling you that he's doing it. What else is in here? Now, again, apologies for these images, but this is about all that they allow you to see here. Now, here's one. Trump as a lion. More Christ blasphemy, because we all know who the lion is. Jesus is the Lion of the tribe of Judah. If you don't know your Bible, you don't see all these biblical connections, do you? Now, there's actually one in here. Let's see if is it here? Let's see if we can find this. There's one of him praying. I think I saved that one. He's kneeling on the ground praying. I guess I didn't save a copy of that. But there is one of these trading cards of him kneeling and praying. So what's that about? Well, again, these are Christian subliminal triggers, so that in your mind, you make the connection in your head between Trump and the Messiah. Wow. Now here's another one that I found. This is Trump rocketing to the moon. Probably a reference to the Artemis program, the moon landing program that he started back when he was president the first time. And also his fascination with rockets, which he's been outspoken about. He now has 2 rocket billionaires that are kind of courting him right now, doesn't he? Elon Musk, who's in his cabinet, or who will be in his cabinet, and Jeff Bezos, who is basically giving him $1 million for the inauguration. Now, let's get into a couple other updates and headlines today. Let me check in with you guys first. Okay, so I got the old new computer working. We had been on the backup laptop for about 6 months. We're having all kinds of technical problems, but now we have the old new computer back up and running, and now we can zoom pages and all that. This is a really good computer. It's smaller, but it's much more effective, and there's no lag. So I hope you guys are enjoying this new format. See, I can zoom you guys right here. Look, see, we can do the zoom again. Whoa. Okay, so let's see what you guys are up to. We'll get into a couple more headlines. Trader cards. Yep. People are fast asleep. He got shot twice. He went to a few churches. He's selling Bibles now. I didn't believe he is evil. He is doing a great job, and I think God is using him. Okay, let me go back to the beginning of the show, Clint, because I really, really want to try to reach out to people who are still asleep. First of all, we already proved that him getting shot was right out of the Bible. It was a ritual of the original tribes of Israel, the priests, where their ear was cut. And we proved that that whole event was fake. It was not real. It was smoke and mirrors, WWE, fake. Okay. We also showed you how it basically put him in the category of JFK, because JFK got shot on the same side of the face. We also found that his podium that he chose for that day was the exact same color as the Purple Heart. We looked it up, we compared it online, and there's so much more. I can't even get into all the specifics of it, but that information alone should give you pause and make you scratch your head. Now, there was a man who gave Trump his Purple Heart. We did a deep dive on that and proved that Trump essentially was doing a Purple Heart ritual. There was an attempt on his life, but there really wasn't. Now, you said he went to church. Well, guess what? Google search any celebrity, and you'll see about half of them wearing a cross around their neck. Heck, Kanye West claims to be a Christian and does church services. Beyonce does church services. But then, on the other hand, they're doing satanic rituals. So you cannot take a person at their word that they are a Christian. They're going to say that to draw you in. Now, I hope that little bit of information at least gives you some, something to go with in terms of giving you thought, to pause and rethink everything. What politician do you know in the history of politics that was able to overcome so much, so many attacks, so many indictments, and come out scot-free? And not only come out scot-free, but also be the president again? Nobody. So that to me says it's staged. It's like a cat with 9 lives. No jail time. Now, we knew all this already. We knew, I told you guys over and over again, Trump will never go to jail and he's going to be our next president. Guess what? A lot of people unsubscribed from the channel because 4 years ago, there was no way that could have happened. They thought, oh, this is messed up. People were like, I can't believe they're doing this to Trump. They're going to send him to jail. No. He's never going to jail. He won't see 1 day in jail. Remember that? Even when he got a mugshot, I told you guys, he won't spend 1 day in jail. No, look, Casey, they got his mugshot. They're coming after him. They're hanging him. He's going to lose all his billions. Look what happens when you stand up for truth. And I'm sorry, but if you're that gullible to believe that one man could overcome all that and come out scot-free and then become the president again, and that it's not all fixed and staged, you might be on the wrong channel. And I say that with all the love in my heart, because I do want to try to reach people. But I'm tired of people telling me I have Trump derangement syndrome when I'm simply trying to show people the truth about Trump, because this is go time. 90% of Christians are deceived by Trump, and he's leading them down a very dangerous road. He's leading them down to close to, we're at Mark of the Beast time. Now, we're very, very, very close. Very close. So I hope that makes some sense to you. You guys, please help that person in the chat to understand, and please be nice, because this isn't about losing people. We're trying to help people wake up to this before it's too late. The drone thing that's happening right now, on yesterday's show, I showed you guys how just a month before all these magical drones appeared in the skies all over America, 1 month before that, Trump Jr. joined the Domestic Drone Board. Literally, the company that is now saying that they are going to produce all the drones now in America for security reasons. We don't want any more parts from China. The company is called Unusual Machines. There's so much proof. Not only that, back in 2017, and we covered this on yesterday's show if you want to go back and reference it, Trump loosened up drone regulations. And the regulations were very specific. In fact, they were so specific that the regulations that he loosened up literally allowed for the scenario that is happening right now. This is why you can't shoot those drones out of the sky, because they're there legally. It doesn't matter if we don't know what they are, because according to Trump's regulations that he loosened up, it's not our right to know what's up there. He allowed for drones to be flown outside of their radius, a certain radius from the controller. That was changed. I'm talking slow here because I really want people to try to wake up to this. He also allowed flyovers of drones over people. He loosened up all the regulations. He even loosened up regulations to allow for food delivery on drones, which was just so happened to be the little meme that he sent to Chris Christie to make fun of him. It was basically drones delivering McDonald's. So it appears to me that was an inside joke referencing Trump's 2017 drone deregulation that allowed for the exact scenario that's happening right now. And if you don't make the connection between that and Trump Jr. joining the domestic drone board, and you think that those have absolutely nothing to do with this drone phenomenon, then I can't help you either. Because we now live in a world where they're conditioning us to accept strange, unidentified drones flying over our houses. That's what's happening right now. And if you as a Trump supporter do not demand for Trump to end that immediately upon his presidency, then you become part of the problem. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. So, what else is going on? Well, I got a couple more stories for you guys. Now, we got to give credit where credit is due, right? It's not all gloom and doom. And it says here, insurer stocks fall after Trump says we're going to knock out the middlemen. He's talking about drug costs. And I really hope that he does this, because if he follows through with this promise to cut out the insurance company middleman for, at least for the drug portion of this, we've also got, health insurance, which is what we just saw with United Healthcare. He's not talking about that yet, but he's talking about cutting out the middleman for drug costs. And if he does this, this will definitely lower drug costs. But here's my question. Again, we're getting a different Trump here. And this is what concerns me. Why now? Why now? Why is he railing against pharmaceutical companies now? In this article, he's literally criticizing pharmaceutical companies. Yet, during the pandemic, he gave them trillions of dollars to make the vaccine. It's like there are two Trumps, isn't there? Now, the real question here is this a precursor to a more widespread insurance reform? I would hope so. I would hope they would cut out the middleman. Now, we've been talking about solutions for healthcare and drug costs for 5 years at least. The personal health account is what we came up with. And I didn't read that anywhere. It was a concept of just thinking about it. And I have some experience with this. As you guys know, I worked for pharmaceutical companies for 15 years. In my first life, I call it. And I saw the corruption. I saw the waste. And I was like, why are there insurance companies when we could just save toward our own personal health accounts? And then every time we need health care or drugs, it's a cash purchase from that account. You don't need an insurance company. And if you don't have enough saved in your account, that's when you borrow against the government, and then you pay back your own loan, your interest-free loan. That to me sounds like it would be a lot more, efficient than what's going on now with these CEOs with hundreds of millions of dollars in stocks. You guys, that's our money. If you can afford to pay someone hundreds of millions of dollars in stocks, that's our money, not theirs, because we paid into that to give them that money. I would say, okay, a CEO of a company like United Healthcare, I think a fair salary would be about, let's say $800,000 a year. It sounds like a lot, but it's a lot of responsibility, right? I would say $800,000 a year. And there shouldn't be anything else that you get from that. Stock options and all these things. This should not be publicly traded like this. Now, what else is going on? Well, I guess it remains to be seen what Trump will do. But in here, he rails against the pharmaceutical companies, which is true. But where was this Trump during the pandemic? This is what we needed back then. We need to say, no, we're not doing this. So we'll see what happens, you guys. Now, this next story is a little bit weird. Russian military has began large-scale withdrawal from Syria. U.S. and Western officials say, all nonchalantly, right? Here we are spending billions of dollars to help Ukraine defeat Russia. Yet, when faced with a very simple opportunity to take out some Russian low-hanging fruit in Syria, because they got 2 bases over there, they just let them peacefully evacuate. Oh, see you guys later. See you guys on the Ukrainian battlefield. This is insane, you guys. Literally, they're just letting the trucks roll out. See you guys later. See you over there. All it would take, you got Israel doing all these strikes, right? Taking out everything else in Syria, but they just go right around the Russian bases. And you can say what you want, Casey, you have no idea that, that you're armchair quarterbacking military actions. Well, when I see a spade, I call a spade in my eyes. Okay. All right. I'm back in the chat, you guys. That was about all I wanted to show you today. We can hang out for a little bit. Wow. Damascus is in ruins. What about our missing children? Exactly. Now, be careful, because that's a slippery slope. That could be a trap. Okay, so yes, it would be nice if they brought to bear all of this technology to find missing children, right? But be careful, because that's cracking the door open for the surveillance state. So, you guys, they are the ones causing the children to go missing. Christy says his speech yesterday was loaded. Thanks. And welcome back, Christy. And I need to apologize to you publicly because, I hope you understand the frustration that we deal with here. And I need the people that come here regularly to kind of have my back. You guys have been through it with me for the last 10 years. You've seen how many times we've been stabbed in the back. And I'll admit, sometimes I get a little sensitive. And so when I see people saying stuff on different channels in criticism of us, it hurts. It really does. And I jumped the gun and I blocked Christy for a while. But she came to me and she said, you know what? I'm sorry. And I said, okay. And that's what it's supposed to be like in the body of Christ. And I need to apologize for being upset. I shouldn't be upset, but I'm a human being. So welcome back. All right. Heard on the radio yesterday about the drones. They want more laws because of them. Yeah. How about we just go back to before Trump deregulated it? It allowed what happened to just happen. It's crazy, right? All right. Drone laws, so citizens can't see things. Yeah, maybe that's it. Yeah, so they'll, throw the baby out with the bathwater. That could be. Aunt Brian says, you're censored. Well, you're not, because you're speaking. Trump mania is going to run wild on us, right, Brandon? Yeah, it's insanity. Sure, Mike. Yeah, I figure we start with a clean slate. The issue comes about when, look, I don't want everyone to be a yes man. Yeah, I'm open to criticism, but just be nice about it. Start the sentence off by saying, you know what, I don't agree with you about this, Casey. Okay, great. We can have a discussion. But what happens is, because it's the internet, sometimes people get into this just really nasty discourse. And they start the conversation off saying, you're a Freemason, or you're crazy, or you have Trump derangement. They start out by calling people names, and I just can't deal with that anymore. So we have to maintain a level of conduct on here, right? Be nice to each other and disagree nicely so we can talk about it. That's all. It's pretty simple. So, all right. What else is going on, you guys? Yes, the enemy is scared. And these are important times, you guys. We cannot let the enemy creep in and derail all of this. Because this is go time, you guys. This is going to be a crazy 2025. It's going to be insane. There's so many things on the table. So much more so even than 2016. Right? Okay, let's go back to 2016 when Trump won the first time. Here's what everyone thought was going to happen. Right? Okay. Biden has passed away. Is that true? Here's what everyone thought in 2017 inauguration day. Trump is going to get rid of universal health care because that was Obama's signature legislation. Did it happen? No. He just called it Trump Care. Then they thought the roundups would begin and that Bill and Hillary would be in jail. Did that happen? No. What else did Trump say he was going to do in 2017? We're going to get rid of human trafficking. Well, he was gifted with the perfect opportunity to use all of his resources to uncover the largest trafficking ring in U.S. history. And you guys all know what I'm talking about. Ghislaine Maxwell and Epstein. But instead, what did we get? We got a bunch of fake stories of child traffickers. The Q was pushing that all of them were unsubstantiated rumors. There was nothing solid. And we got Trump saying he wishes Ghislaine well. And then we get Epstein killed essentially the day after Trump's name appears in the flight logs for the Lolita Express. Then we get no additional indictments. Out of the thousands of names that were on the flight logs and in the black book, no more people went to jail. Does that sound like he did something about trafficking? So, what happened? And if that's any indication as to the vast promises he made that he did not fulfill, then we're in for, who knows? It's like a giant question mark at this point. All we can do is look at the chess pieces moving on the board. And that's what we're doing right now. We're looking at this drone connection to the Trump family. We're looking at Palantir, artificial intelligence, surveillance, facial recognition. We're looking at Trump pushing the whole Real ID, which is facial recognition, biometrics. That's all we have to go on, you guys, because we have no idea. We have no idea. So we're looking at the billionaires are now Battle of the Billionaires. That was yesterday's show of Trump adding billionaires to the cabinet, and they're all like bowing at the altar of Trump now, contributing to his eggnog the nation. So there's strange things happening, right? What else you guys want to talk about today? My pillows are $14.88. Wow. Yep. There you go. Renee gets it. Renee's awake. You know what that means. Not $14.99, not $14.79, $14.88. Back to the Future, 88 miles an hour, Biff, and everything else. Pleasure Palace. Yeah, remember that 12-year-old girl that found that all the presidents were related? That was insane, right? Pope is 88 today, opening the portal when he's 88 years old. Wow, that's a good one, Josh. Yes, 88 is a portal number. One of those trading cards had Trump in front of a portal. Whoa. All right. Wow, today he turned 88. Interesting. All right, you guys. Well, thanks everybody for showing up. And we'll be back on here likely tomorrow. I'll put links in the pinned comment as I always do. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Take care and be safe.